Do you ever, or have you ever had moments like this? Recently, I've had cause to look back through my life, and I remember that there's been a number of really pivotal moments, moments of opportunity that came my way, that came unexpected or out of the blue, that appeared in my life, not according to the story of how it was supposed to go or how it was supposed to be. And for most of my life, I know that I've had those moments, those pivotal moments come up, and I've backed out. I've chickened out, played safe. I've stayed small. I've stayed safe in the familiar of what I know. Many times in my life, I've had these opportunities where fear rose up. You know, that short, sharp intake of breath. And I backed off. You ever done that? You've let the fear, the doubt, the insecurity, the learned helplessness that we come to in our lives. Have you ever let it get in the way and hold you back from achieving your dreams? If you have, you've probably noticed that in that moment, you knew something powerful was happening. And afterwards, you felt the disappointment of not stepping up. If you've ever had that experience, or you have it coming up in your life, then today I want to help you rethink those moments. And I want to ask you to reconsider the role that fear plays in our journey towards actually achieving our goals and our dreams. So I guess I should introduce myself. Hi, if you don't know me, my name's Granger. I'm a life coach and a weight loss coach. And I help serial dieters get out of that diet mentality, stop sabotaging their weight loss. I help people see that it's not the food or the drink. It's not that they're weak-willed or they can't do it, they have no willpower. It's not about what to do and how often to do it. It's about what's going on behind the weight. It's about understanding what's going on in their mind and realizing why they're self-sabotaging, why they're overeating. Understanding with compassion how that has come to be. And then from that place, choosing intentionally, purposefully to do something different. In the end, I show people that you can actually have a healthy life, that you can actually live, that you get to keep for the rest of your life. I know, I've done it. I've lost 50 kilos. I've kept them off for over 13 years. You can do it too. Despite being held back by my own fear many times in my life. And when I think about those ones, there are certainly a few that stand out to me that were big ones in my life. Moments of import where, you know, it's like the sliding doors idea where life could have been different, perhaps, if I had taken that path instead of the path I chose. But recently I've come to realize that I no longer need to regret. I no longer need to feel like that didn't work, that I shouldn't have had those moments, or I shouldn't have made the decisions that I did. In truth, we need every decision we've had in our past all of those times, because we need them sometimes to come up again and again and again, so that now we can choose differently. And that's what I've started to make the commitment of doing. You know, Pamela Chodron says, nothing ever goes away until it has taught us what we need to know. You ever noticed that? Life keeps giving you the same lessons over and over again. You know, we think we've solved something, or we've, you know, maybe we had one of these moments and we backed out, we chickened out. And then soon enough, life will give us another opportunity to experience fear, to experience the doubt, to experience the insecurity, and to choose differently. So there are all these big moments, these moments that become important. And sometimes we don't know it in the moment. Sometimes we know it in retrospect, but we can see them. Have a look in your life. Can you see them? Moments when you chose one thing over another. How often did you choose love and excitement and anticipation moving forward into the future you want? And how often did you choose fear and doubt and insecurity and hold back into the life you already have? Not with criticism, but just notice. And of course, there's lots of little everyday ones that we do each and every day that become familiar. You know, we call it the little quits. Times when I'm like, nah, I should do the exercise. Nah, I don't really want to. I should cook something. Yeah, maybe I don't really want to. Oh, I should stop here. But maybe I don't. The question I want to ask today is, when that fear comes up, the fear that holds us back, is it really serving us? Is it really telling us what we've been thinking it's been telling us? Right? We think it's telling us something bad is happening or about to happen. But what if we're wrong? I've made the commitment to myself to notice fear now in my life and to lean in, to practice embracing it, to move towards it. One of the reasons is I now believe that fear is an opportunity to step outside of ourselves, to go beyond what we have been, to become the next version of ourselves. You know, historically, for our ancestors, important moments in our life were often about survival. Oh no, there's a lion. It's about to eat me. Okay, well, when that's the case, when it is about life or death ability to find food or to stay in a tribe and have protection, to have shelter, to have physical safety, then it makes sense that we've made an association of fear with something bad happening, right? I have to fight the lion or flee the lion, freeze and hope the lion keeps moving on. But those moments of fear naturally become associated with something bad happening. So it's kind of wired in. But what if we've been wrong? You know, I remember hearing this from Marie Forleo. She says, fear is our friend without a voice. What if fear is simply telling us there's something important happening that we need to pay attention to? Something important, not something bad. Really notice how often fear, doubt, insecurity, anxiety, how often it comes up in your life and plays a role in your decision making. You know, in our current society, even in the midst at the time of this recording of the COVID crisis, where, you know, it literally is a case of life and death for many. I don't want to discount that. But most of the fear we feel in most of our day-to-day lives is not about survival. It's not about our immediate life or death. Our wiring has gotten tripped up. Have a think about that. Have a think about, what is the fear that's been holding you back from your goals? Is it the fear that you'll make mistakes, that you'll get it wrong? Or that, are you frightened that you can't do it? Well, I've failed so many times in the past, I can't possibly do it now. You know, it's so interesting, right? Because our brain will always go looking. When we want to do something, or we come to a novel situation, we come to a scenario, a decision point, we'll always look back into our past to see how have we done it before. And, you know, when it comes to something like achieving our weight loss goals, to improving our fitness, to improving our health, to be getting our best version of our life, well, it's true that often we haven't created it yet. We have failed in the past. We haven't done it yet. That's normal. That's how it is whenever we haven't had something in our life that we've done before. Everything starts that way. Fear just tells us it's important for us. So, of course, your brain is looking for evidence you can't do it. Of course, you've looked in the past. And one of the reasons why we don't have our goals in a way that is sustainable, right? Maybe you reached it, but you didn't keep it, right? I'm talking about a goal where you get there and stay there, where you keep evolving into the next version of you. Now, of course, you haven't done it yet. And so your brain doesn't have the evidence. Of course, you're going to doubt. Of course, you're going to feel fear. Of course, it's going to be like, oh, maybe I can't. That's okay. That's normal. Fear here is telling us that this is important. It's the opportunity to evolve, to become that version of ourselves who has. So maybe you fear letting yourself down. Maybe you feel you don't deserve it, you're not worthy. Or you're worried about what other people will think or say. How often do you let that hold you back? How often do you let that influence your decision making? Maybe you fear that your actions will impact negatively on others. If I ask for what I want, someone else is going to have to miss out. But I actually don't believe that when we step into our potential, that when we become the best version of ourselves, that we have this negative impact that we expect. In fact, every person I've worked with, whenever I've helped people get past this, and even in my own life, when I got past it, when I have achieved, allowed myself to have my goals, and allowed myself to move forward despite the fear, then I see people flourish. Then I see people thrive. Then I see people become an inspiration, a light, a beacon for those around them. You know, I could never have believed when I decided to do something about my weight, to finally take charge of my well-being, that I would ever have this opportunity to inspire so many others to believe in themselves, to help so many people transform their lives for the better. I never thought about that. It wasn't about that then. And it may not be your path to achieve your goals and then lead others down the road. But I do believe it is your path to become the best version of you, to be that light in the world. I believe we are given these moments of fear as an opportunity, as a chance to evolve into the next version, to transform. I believe that when we have a desire for a goal or a dream, it's because there's something in the universe that needs us to have that. And whether you believe that or not, even if you want it, imagine the impact on your life. If you actually achieve your goals, if you actually release the shackles of the fear, if you actually move beyond whom you have been, become who you might be. So exciting to think about. I've always seen that have a positive impact on everyone else you come into contact with. So how do you do it? Well, a couple of quick tips. Firstly, notice the fear, feel it rise up, get familiar with it, and remember to breathe. A simple deep breath, 3 deep breaths, can lower your cortisol, your stress hormone. You can check immediately if this decision is the immediate life or death. I'm going to suggest that in most cases it isn't. If it is, it's important. Pay attention. If it isn't, question your fear response. Go, aha, I'm feeling fear about this. I'm feeling scared of making this decision. I'm fearing of saying yes to this future. What is this here to tell me? You know, I like to think about our feelings as like a light on the dashboard coming on. Ah, I see a light's come on. Wonder why that is. One of the ways to do that is to ask, what is the opportunity here? Right? My brain's giving me my initial response. It's going, oh, something's bad happening. That's just my automatic wiring. That's just what we've programmed in. If that's not true, what else might be possible? What else could be happening beyond this initial reaction? And it's a great way to let yourself see what you are believing. Right? It's so fun to notice when you're like, oh, my brain thinks I'm going to die. Or my brain thinks this is really a terrible idea. What if it's not? So breathe, question the fear response, really try and understand it without pushing it away. That's the big difference, right? You don't want to just push away. So often we have fear and we just want to hide from it, run away from it, buffer against it with food or drink. We want to make sure it is gone as soon as possible. Really invite you not to do that, to open up to it, to embrace it, to go, oh, wow, something important is happening here. I really need to feel this. And then check in with your body. Notice if making the decision this way feels like holding back, like staying safe, simply repeating the past. Or does it, even though it's scary, open you up, move you forward, ask you to become something more? In fact, you can ask yourself that. If I wanted to move forward, not backward here, what decision would I make? What would I need to believe about myself in order to do so? Would I have to summon courage? Would I have to believe it's possible for me? Would I have to practice saying, I don't know how, but I'm going to try. Believe I can. Is this fear the opportunity to embrace failure, to discover what you don't know or don't yet believe in order to practice that courage, in order to become the next version of yourself? Is that why it's here? Kind of exciting when you think about that, right? And remember, when we interpret fear as bad, our mind will always show us the future we don't want. It'll always catastrophize. It'll often jump to quite irrational conclusions in order to try and keep you safe. But it doesn't always keep you safe, and safe is not always helpful, right? Courage is not required in the comfort zone. There is no growth there. So if I have fear, I've come to the edge of my comfort zone. There's an opportunity here to grow. So if your brain's giving you all of the bad scenarios, all the catastrophe, all the horrible things, I want you to remember that when we're speaking of the future, we're just making it up. It hasn't happened yet. We're creating it in our mind. So what else might be possible? What might be great or amazing if you step into the fear instead of running away from it? Of course, ask, is this life or death? Because some decisions are, usually many fewer than we think, but is it life or death? And either way, what will be the impact on my quality of life? What do I want to choose? What else do I want to choose? Sometimes we want to choose multiple things. We want to run away and we want to move forward. Okay, how do I choose? Ask, which one serves me better? Which one asks me to become more of myself? Which one's hiding? Now, of course, you're under no obligation to do anything differently. If you don't want to, you get to keep all of your fear-based thinking. You can go, whoop, nope, just means it's bad, I'm running away. You don't have to evolve or to level up or to lean in to the fear. You don't have to change if you don't want to. What if you do? What if you do achieve your goals? What if you do become the next best version of you? What if more people did that? At the moment, we think it's only exceptional people. What if it's available to all of us? What would change in your life if you stopped being held back by your fear? What would change for those around you? I wonder what kind of world we could create if more of humanity stepped into being the best version of ourselves, that we leveled up from our fear instead of giving into it, instead of divisiveness, instead of distance, instead of disconnection, instead of retreat. What if instead of confrontation, we left ourselves open to question? What if we allowed ourselves to be wrong about what we've thought in the past and to do things differently? I truly believe that we can make not only a better experience of the world for us, for ourselves, and that's the best reason anyway, it's the funnest reason, but also for those around us. I've decided to lean into my fear. I've made that commitment in these last couple of weeks, really just in these last couple of weeks. I did have to do it to get through my weight loss journey, but I love that the universe keeps giving me more options. Recently, I had the opportunity to invest in a new mastermind, the biggest financial commitment so far of my career. And I decided to leap in, decided to go ahead with it. So you might be seeing some new things from me in the future as I look to level up my business, as I look to help and serve more people. Speaking of things coming up, I have launched a new Facebook group. So if you're interested in losing weight for life, without the diets, without the quick fixes, without unrealistic and unsustainable change, if you want to really question your mind and make small, consistent, livable changes so you get to goal and keep it, then come and check out my Weight Loss for Life community. That's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, so just search for it. I'll drop the link in the comments below. So Weight Loss for Life community, come and join. I've also got a challenge coming up in August, probably the second week of August, where we're going to do 5 days of training of helping people get back on track. If you've gained a couple of kilos over lockdown, over the last few months, if you've fallen into unhelpful habits, if you've been getting into your fear, then let's spend 5 days getting healthy habits back on track to just get you back on your weight loss journey. That's going to be free. So if you're interested in that, comment below and I'll make sure to let you know as soon as registration is open. Should be up, fingers crossed, by the end of this week. So let's come back to now. I've decided to lean into my fear, to put it out there and get it wrong. So to make mistakes, to be embarrassed, to take the plunge and go beyond myself. I'm just going to assume from now on that fear tells me it's important, not that something bad is happening. And I have no expectation that I'm going to get it right or do it successfully or perfectly every time. Certain I won't. But I am committed to doing it and finding out what happens, to answer the call of the universe to evolve. I don't know where it'll take me yet, and that's okay. I invite you, of course, to join me. What are you committing to? Can you practice seeing fear differently? Can you stop letting it hold you back and instead summon the courage to step forward into your dreams? I'd love you to let me know in the comments. And of course, if you would like some help, I've put my Building Self-Trust worksheet in the description. You can link to that. It's a great place to unpack your beliefs about yourselves, to consider what options are holding you back and what might move you forward, to allow you to make that commitment to yourself. And there's a space every day, a page every day for a week to help you track your progress. So I encourage you to do that. You can also check out video number 72, which was Building Self-Trust, if you want more information about that. And of course, if you want personal help, if you want more assistance uncovering the fears that are holding you back and moving beyond them, then let's have a conversation. Head to livemorelife.com.au, request a free consultation. You'll get on my calendar. We'll set aside an hour to work together and we'll have a look. And I'll give you what help I can. We'll share what happens, have some coaching. And if it makes sense, we can talk about what it'd be like to work together. If not, you've got some free help. You get to use it. I'd love to work with you because I do want to help more people have more of the life they want to be living. If this has been helpful, then make sure you give me a like, give me a heart, tag someone in the comments if you know that they could use this information, they could use hearing this message, you think they're being held back by fear, or send them the link to the video. If you're watching on YouTube or on my video blog, don't forget to subscribe, and please let me know in the comments. How do you want to interpret fear when it appears in your life now? What would you do differently? Maybe you want to share what's been holding you back. Let's help you move faster. With that, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you on Facebook, seeing you in the next video, joining me in the challenge. Have an amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.